Ambassador Hall, I wanted to ask you. You talked about how your inspiration for the fast was this passage in Isaiah 58, and this motivated you, and this was such a powerful motivation for you that you were willing to end your career over this. You were willing to do something you thought, you know, I think this is going to put an end to this whole Congress thing, all the good that I feel like I'm doing here. I'm willing to sacrifice any of that going forward because I think this is really powerful, and I'm going to do this. And then you went and when you told people about this, and you said you were doing this, you said you didn't tell them your motivation because you said that they would have thought you were crazy. The questions I have are, one, you know, can you envision a world in which you would have told them? And two, do you think that's a good place for us to be? I mean, is that the direction? It seems to me that this class has it's kind of what we're talking about. It's getting to that sort of direction where we can say, my faith wants me to do, you know, my faith motivates me to alleviate poverty, and I'm going to share with you my faith-based reasons as well as my, you know, less faith-based reasons for alleviating poverty or for doing something else good.
I didn't, when I had announced that I was going to do this, have a fast, I didn't say my inspiration was Isaiah 58. But when asked, why would I do this? I didn't hesitate. And I've seen so many elected officials use faith in such a way that it was odious to me. And I didn't want to be that, but I would often say, people would also ask me, not only in my district, but reporters and stuff, I'd say, well, turn off your camera. Let's talk. And then I would talk to them about faith, and I would tell them, you know, my personal belief and why. So I never denied it. And matter of fact, there were several articles on it, but only if asked. Because I believe if you try to push faith and religion down people's throats, people will run and they will get mad, and it's not necessary. Because God is a big God. He can take care of himself. I learned this lesson from my wife. When I first became a believer, I tried to shove my faith down her throat. In that every night I would say, Jan, would you like to receive Jesus tonight? You can imagine how far this went. And my friends would come over and they'd say, Tony, what's new? And I said, you're not going to believe this, but I believe in Jesus. And I said, oh my gosh. And my wife would kick me under the table, and everybody would look up to the ceiling, and my wife said, you're not going to have any friends. What are you a nutcase? So after 6 months of asking her, I stopped because I was getting nowhere and she was getting mad at me. 6 months later, then she became a person of faith. After I said nothing, I did nothing. I said, why did you change? She said, because when you stopped preaching and speaking and acting like a jerk, I saw your life change. I saw your life change towards me, your children, towards your job. I said, I knew it was real, and it was good, and I wanted that. So I come at it by learning this lesson from my wife, that you don't have to preach it. You just, hopefully you show it, and people will ask you. They'll say, well, what motivates you? You know, they're always going to ask.
Good.